Okay. Lift up your upper lip. Now your lower lip. Close your teeth. Thank you. The following is a copy of a letter emailed to the Pen Argyl High School regarding my son Victor and his orthodontic appliance and playing non-contact sports, and this one particularly tennis and ping pong. And indicated in a prior letter, only contact sports are ruled out until the appliance is removed. From the orthodontic treatment / patient perspective, Victor is approved to participate in all non-contact sports as deemed non-contact by coaches, gym teachers, etc., with the consent of his parents to participate. And it's signed by the orthodontist. Okay, I'm the father of Victor Blasi, tennis player on the Pen Argyl varsity team. And I had emailed a letter to Egan, Athletic Director Egan, Hauspurg the coach, Domchek the principal, and Haberl the superintendent. The letter was to tell them, don't play my kid, Victor, in the Bangor or Saucon Valley or Moravian games in second doubles on the left side, because these teams are very good, and unlike other teams, when they get a soft puff ball in the middle of the net, they know how to hit an overhead, and they know how to hit an overhead hard. And my son has extensive orthodontic work, and I didn't want him getting hit in the face with one of these overheads. And it should be noted his partner on the team, an 18-year-old, has a tendency to hit nice soft puff balls over the net. And there's been a few times my son didn't almost got pegged, but fortunately the people missed. So basically I've got there's a bunch of other stuff here about how the councilman Dean Minnick's son was racially promoted. They didn't to the second spot on the tennis team. That I can get into, and my sons will get into later in another video. Dean Minnick is the councilman who was responsible for paying wages of Tom Hoadley, who charged me with 15 counts of harassment because I posted videos and comments exposing the racial preference of the boys on the white boys in the basketball program. And if anyone doubts that there was any racial preference going on, you just take a look at Matt versus Oliver, and take a look at the really fat, obese Matt Hanna, who can't even walk without breathing, and see who was racially promoted instead of my son Oliver, who's now in his second year of college. Okay, so basically, and if you look at the end, you'll see it says, and it's, let's see, right here, if the Hauspurgs are to keep Victor's partner on the right side and insist on playing Victor on the left side when receiving against Saucon Valley, Bangor, Moravian doubles teams, please do not play Victor in those matches. Let's see. All right. And it says, this position is not negotiable against Saucon Valley banker Moravian. If Victor is to play second doubles, he is not to receive the ball on the left side. If the coaches insist Victor play on the left side when receiving against those teams, don't play Victor in those games, as the risk of injury is too great. All right? So it's kind of clear. I mean, it is clear. They're not to play Victor on the left side. This is in writing. And I further, detail, where is it? If Victor is placed on the left side while receiving against teams that actually have double teams that know how to play, like Saucon Valley Moravian, Bangor, who has practiced in Ram because he played second singles last year, and beat Manic, Victor is going to get hit by a puck ball return probably more than once. Okay? So, and I detail in the letter, and it's obvious to any tennis player, anybody who's played the sport, that when somebody is playing the left side, receiving, and your partner who's playing the right side is returning the ball, and note the date that this was sent. It was Saturday at 9:52 p.m. Somebody's receiving the ball, is receiving a return, and they hit a puff ball over the net, nice and high and soft, like his Victor's partner does. What happens is the person on the opposite side, who's on the left side of their court, is usually right-handed. 90% of the people are. Everyone we've faced is at doubles. And they just move to their right and they smash the ball down. And you'll see a video of that if I haven't already posted it. Okay, now this is a email sent to me the day of the Saucon Valley match, which was a Tuesday, the second day of the work week, and it's from Tim Egan, and it was sent Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. So my sons had to get. I did not receive or look at this email till after the match, because I had to bring my son's rackets to the school, because the school doesn't allow the kids to have locked lockers because of an incident one year when kids were keeping liquor in the locker. It was during basketball season. So they couldn't carry their rackets around with them. They don't have, and they don't have a locker big enough to have them. So I was gathering up my kids' stuff. They were to leave at 2:20. I had to get the rackets to them before then, before the bus left. And what happened was I found one of my kids didn't take their uniform, so I'm in a rush and I have to go. I ran over and I ran over to the school, the office at around 2:05, and brought the uniforms, and I asked to have my kids sent up so that they could get it. And then I met Tim Egan, and he made no reference to this email or what were the contents of it. So anyway, basically he says, eat excrement. We're going to do what we want. He says, basically the orthodontist cleared him for non-contact sports. Well, that's not quite clear, not quite correct, because as the orthodontist conditioned it on the consent of the parents. But the key here is, note, he received my email concerning parents, okay? And he specifically spoke with Domchek and Roberts regarding the safety of participating on the tennis team. All right. So now we have to remember Tim Egan and Principal Domchek, when they last year there was the Colonial League Academic All-Stars that they were to select, and they selected some kid, Cullen King, who was number 9 in the school, and as opposed to Pierce, who was my son Pierce, who was number 1 in the class. And it's something most other teams in the league, in the Colonial League, don't do. I mean, if you look at the vast majority of people in the Colonial League who are named academic all-stars, they're usually ranked 1 or 2 in the class. But because of the racism in the school district and this KKK stronghold, Domchek and Egan decided that they were going to do what they were going to promote a white guy instead of Pierce, who was number 1. They promoted the white guy, who was number 9. All right, so to the academic all-stars, and for the Colonial League, they had I guess a breakfast or something, and they had their picture taken and whatever. But anyway, so basically, Tim says, doesn't give a damn about my letter. Hauspurg will play Victor where he helps the team's best as determined by her, just like every other player. But then again, every other player didn't have a conditional permission from the orthodontist, and they don't have the hardware that my kid does. Head coaches determine our starters and positions, not the parents. That's true unless there's a medical limitation. If your goalie has a broken hand, obviously, if he's going to play in the soccer team, he can play soccer, but he's not going to be a goalie. But according to this, if the coach determines that somebody with a broken hand is going to play goalie, well, they're going to play. We expect Victor to participate. All right, and then he says, key here, if Victor or if any other player chooses not to participate, they will cause a forfeit. Choosing not to participate will not be tolerated and will result in a removal from the team. And she fully supports Hauspurg, all right, when it is to occur. So you have and then he says, either Victor can safely play tennis or not, on the tennis court or not. Well, that's really stupid. It shows that that Egan has no common sense. There are many tennis players who practically never come to net and are never in a position to be hit by a ball in the face because they're too far away. Victor is a singles player, and he should have been playing third singles, but they had to promote Councilman Dean Minnick, who was voted in with the strong support of the KKK. And, Dean Minnick wants his son to play singles, and so Carol Hauspurg made sure that she didn't have Victor play his son, because, then his son would have been relegated to doubles. If Victor, you feel you cannot participate safely, the school district has to err on the side of caution, and deem that the risk is too great. It says, if Victor is presented by coach to play and causes a forfeit, he has willingly hurt the team, and this will not be tolerated by any team member. And I would expect he be dismissed from the team. Well, I specifically, and this is signed by Tim Egan, and let's recall. So he did read this. He knew fully well what was going on in my letter, that I specifically told him not to play my kid. And Tim says, basically, I'm going to do what I want. She's going to do what she wants. And I have no say, despite my written revocation of Victor to play in the Saucon Valley match if he was going to play.